What's up guys, I'm Steve and this here is my 1993 LS Swap Nissan Gloria and you are watching East Coast Garage.
So what is a Nissan Gloria?
So the Nissan Gloria was an old people's car that they really designed them for. Kind of like a Ford Taurus over in Japan.
It's also like a VIP car over there.
Yeah,
right?
a lot of the people took these as VIP, so they always did the stance and lowered them out. In this case, I didn't go that route. I ended up doing an engine swap, and I didn't do the stance because I wanted to keep the tires all on the ground.
What engine did you put in this?
So the engine I went with was the LY6. This one actually came out of a 2009 Chevy Suburban 2500, which is the work engine, the 6.0. Before I dropped it in, I decided to put a cam in it, get a little bit more power. Originally, it was done with an automatic behind it. It was a 4L60. After 2 years of that, the reverse went out, so I decided to turn it into a manual with a T56.
Yeah, so have you had this on a dyno?
I did have it on a dyno.
Yeah.
It's pushing about 430 to the wheels.
Oh, okay.
With this current setup.
Right on. And who tuned it?
Matt Shue over in Ashland did the tuning for me.
Okay.
The guy's really good, does good work. A lot of people that I've known have gone to him, from Hondas to, I mean, everything.
Yeah, that's JD's husband.
Yep.
Yeah, I filmed. You can see JD's CTSV on this channel also.
Yeah.
World's fastest CTSV with the stock blower.
Wow.
Cam only.
Yeah.
It was a blast.
Matt Shue is he's a genius when it comes to tuning. He knows his stuff, that's for sure.
Yeah, I love how it's like a unique and rare Japanese car that people don't know about.
But when you hear it,
And when you hear it, it sounds like an American muscle car.
they know. People I've had people before where they're looking for an actual muscle car. They look past my car and I'm like, it's right here.
That feels good. Did you do the LS swap yourself?
I actually did it myself.
Yeah.
I started piecing everything together in 2020 and I had it completed in 2021. It took me about 3 months of just doing all kinds of putting stuff together, trying to get things in order and all that.
And it's not like someone makes a drop-in LS kit for a Gloria either, right?
No.
Not yet, at least.
Basically what I had to do is kind of find out what other car shares the mounts that would work on my car. So when I did, I noticed that the Nissan 300Z has the same motor mounts.
Okay.
And the Infiniti J30. So this company out in New Jersey, which is called LG Conversions, actually make a mount kit. So what I did is I ended up buying all the mount stuff, went on a limb, pulled my stock motor out, and there was no turning back at that point. So I ended up dropping in that motor and then I bought everything else around it. I went with the Holley Terminator computer.
Oh, nice.
And everything kind of plug and play. It was very simple. It's kind of like 8 wires to hook up to the car because everything else is through the computer.
So you like the Holley system's real nice?
Yeah, the Holley system is very friendly. You can get the car started and running before you even have to go to a tune. Like on others, you have to take it to a shop before they can tune it and all before you can even start to drive.
Yeah.
I actually drove on it for about maybe a year before I even took it to get a tune.
Oh, wow.
With the Holley because it has a self-learning.
Yeah.
And
nice.
It worked out pretty good, but it was running a little on the rich side. So I decided to reach out to Matt Shue, and he set me up an appointment. And when my day came around, drove it there, and I was actually happy with the results.
In America, driving around in a right-hand drive car is just cool on its own too. I bet, what do people mistake this for? What do people think it is?
A lot of people think that this is kind of like a BMW, and they look at the front end with the 4 headlights set up.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of people ask me, "Hey, is that European?" I'm like, "It's actually Japanese." So.
Yeah. Yeah, because I know like most people, when you say, "Hey, I've got a Nissan Gloria," they're probably like, "What's a Gloria?"
Yeah, what is that?
Yeah.
So a lot of people think that I named this car Gloria, but I actually tell them that is the type of car that it is.
That's funny. Maybe you should name it Gloria.
That's the name. So Gloria it is.
Or Glorian.
The Glorian.
The Glorian. Not DeLorean, but the Glorian.
Yes.
Are parts pretty hard to get for this? I mean, other than the like engine and transmission.
Yeah, they're a little tough, but depends. Nissan did a whole lot of different cars with mix and match parts. Like I did the brake upgrade with the 300Z stuff, so I got the dual piston rears and quad piston fronts. You make the car a little faster, you need to make it stop faster too.
Yeah.
So I went with that.
Yeah.
A lot of the other parts are pretty simple. It's same as 300Zs or the Infiniti Q45 and the Infiniti J30. They all share a lot of the same parts. So you just kind of have to do your homework. Depending on what motor came in the car, it depends on what part they put on that particular car.
How did you end up with this car in the first place?
One day I decided to just go on Marketplace and kind of look around for a right-hand drive car. And when I saw the front end of this thing, kind of sold me on it, since it kind of looked like a Bentley.
Yeah.
So a lot of people say it's kind of like a Japanese Bentley, and I was like, sold. It was over in Stafford, Virginia, so it was a 3-hour drive from where I live. So I contacted the owner, told him as long as it had a Virginia title, I was all for it. Took that drive, and 3 hours driving back home, it was surprising, but just didn't have enough power for me. That's the reason I went with the swap that I did.
Yeah, so what engine was in it?
This one came with the VG30E.
Okay.
Which is the 3.0 single overhead cam, 158 horsepower motor.
Oh, yeah.
Just couldn't move out of his own way.
Right. I hear that. Well, cool swap. This can't be that common, right?
No, not at all. So I am the first known Nissan Gloria with the LS swap. After I did this swap, one of the groups I'm in, I ended up letting people know what I did, and 2 other guys did it. One over in Texas and one in Florida that I know of.
So this thing must like be pretty good around the corners drifting. Yeah?
Oh yeah, it's got some power in it. It'll surprise you for sure.
Yeah. Wow, that's actually perfect. What kind of money would someone be looking at spending on from start to finish with a swap like this?
So for this swap, originally I told myself that I wasn't going to spend up to $7,000, but putting it all together, it cost me a little bit more than that. I'm into it right around $17,000, and that's before the transmission went out, and then I ended up picking up another transmission. It cost me $2,500, so I'm into this swap for around 20 grand.
Oh wow, yeah.
I didn't expect it to be that much, but I wanted to do it right the first time. I didn't want to get criticized for, you open the hood and man, it looks like a rat's nest, or it's just not done right, or it's rigged. Yeah. And I wanted to keep AC, power steering, everything works as designed.
Yeah, well, you definitely did a good job, and it's super clean, man.
Well, thank you.
I love it. What kind of advice would you give to someone who's looking to LS swap one of these?
So it's actually not bad at all. It's actually very simple, only because they already make a mount kit. So it's kind of like doing an LS and anything. It doesn't know what it's going in. When you have a Holley computer, you can put it in a box and start the car right up.
Yeah.
So as long as you have enough room in the engine bay, it's easy.
That's cool.
I didn't have to do any modifications to the body to make this motor fit this car, which is what I wanted to do. I didn't want to cut this car up, not being a car like from Japan.
Right. What would you say to someone who's looking to buy one of these?
So the price of these things nowadays have gone up ever since 2020. Before you were able to get one of these for like $6,000, $7,000. Now the pricing is anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000 in stock form.
I looked on Driver Motorsports, and you can get one of these for under 10 grand on there. Just base model, early 90s. I saw one for as cheap as like $8,500.
That's not bad.
Not bad at all. Where can people see more of this vehicle on like social media?
So I do have an Instagram. It's onduty757 with an underscore after the 7. I did go out drifting with it, so if you go on there, you'll be able to see some of the videos that I posted there for that. It's a great car for drifting, but I wouldn't want to do it because it's too much of a unique car to drift with.
Right.
Because it's just not very practical, because if you wreck this thing, there's no parts to buy unless you order from Japan.
Right, yeah. And insurance companies like to total these cars out for very little cosmetic damage
Yes, because say for instance, where are you going to get a bumper cover from?
too. Yeah.
So I had to make sure when I insured this vehicle that I had full coverage, where if anything happens, I get at least close to value of what I put in it. So I would recommend it if you do go with something like this, do not put liability. Make sure that you add full coverage or get insurance that will cover more than what you've paid for the car, only because you're gonna lose out for sure.
Yeah. Thanks for taking us on a ride today. This car is awesome.
Oh,
It's super unique, super rare.
Thanks
So,
again for reaching out, man.
Yeah, man.
I'm very happy to do this.
Yeah, cool, man. Well, and thank you all for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.